At this time and always in the past, religion, unfortunately, has played a powerful part in the antagonisms of mankind. It was religion that caused the Inquisition. It was religion that resulted in one catastrophe after another, including the Trojan War. It was religion always in which, in the name of God, individuals kill each other. Now, why is this true? It is because we have as yet no real working concept of God. We have a whole series of theological definitions. We know that there are 72 names of Him recorded in the Shem Hamphoresh of the Kabbalah, but we have never found the mystery of the one God. We have never found a God whom we could all gather and revere. It's been divided into sectarianisms and various religious revelations, which are, for the most part, difficult to bring together. We have it fighting now in the Near East and in many parts of the world. We have Christian, Jew, and Muslim fighting in a land which is governed by an ancient code that says, "Thou shalt not kill." But this is ignored. It is always right to kill anybody who doesn't believe as you do. This has been the story of religion since the beginning. Therefore, we find that religion has motivated probably most of the great wars of history. Religion has motivated so that all of them, in one way or another, were holy wars. Napoleon was convinced that God had ordained him to unite Europe. One group after another, under political or religious terms, has gone on a crusade to end all war by exterminating the human race. So here we are now with another problem coming up very closely. We are now working also beneath the surface of this little planet that is floating through space. We are gradually exhausting its natural resources. We cannot go on taking petroleum out forever, for this little bottle, which we call the planet, has that limited capacity. We are now withdrawing from the earth resources that were millions of years in the making, and we are putting nothing back except refuse. We have done nothing to protect the survival of the future. We live only now, for the future to take care of itself. This is beginning to catch up with us. And on every hand today there is a great dissension. And most of this dissension is against selfishness. It is against the effort to monopolize on the natural resources of the planet. And these resources have to be conserved, or we're going to be in a very serious way, possibly before the end of the present generation. So to accomplish all these things, we're going to have to begin to think a little differently. We're going to have to realize that in this world of ours, nobody owns anything. This is a difficult thing to believe because we've been borrowing money on what we didn't own for ages. But in sober fact, all that we have belongs to space. All of it belongs to this mysterious and wonderful unity, which we call life. It belongs to the mystery of the solar systems and the cosmic systems and the great chains of worlds. We do not own the planet. We cannot buy it, we cannot sell it, we cannot keep it. No matter how hard we conquer it, we are going to die and somebody else is going to get it. There is no way of having the kind of ownership that we think. Therefore, what we term wealth is an illusion. As long as wealth is concerned with physical possessions, we are getting rich off of something we don't own. We are spending the principal as well as the interest. There is nothing in the physical world that we actually own. We don't even own our own bodies. We are here as part of a great plan. We are here to grow and to use the facilities of nature to become better. We have never seemingly recognized our moral responsibility to the plan to which we belong. And the time has come when more thought must be directed in that position and that relation. We are not the owners of the earth. We are not the owners of our brothers. We cannot enslave anybody successfully. And we at the same time cannot gain peace, happiness, or security for ourselves alone. Each group fighting itself is like the jungle with the territorial domain given to a tiger or a lion. We have here now one humanity. There's nothing we can do about this but recognize it. We realize this one humanity is not a magnificent, massive structure. It is something existing on one of the humblest and most unimportant of the planets in the solar system. We are here because of the need for growth, for the need to build something, to fulfill a purpose, so that each of us, as we go out of incarnation, take something with us we didn't have when we came. And the things we take with us can never be material accomplishments. We are here definitely to correct selfishness and to outgrow the concept of eternal segregations and also the ultimate sovereignty of this planet by one political or religious unit. There is only one religion big enough for the planet, and that is the religion that is made up of all religions. There's got to be a final establishment of brotherhood.
We know the word Gnostic from gnosis, to know. It was a search for knowledge, but essentially the Gnostic was a religionist. Instead of being a scientist, he was a theologian. He was attempting the same principle that dominated the Hermetic philosopher, but he was working upon an entirely different concept, namely that through the extensive interpretation of, clarification of, the theological and religious structure of the time, he would find the true, actual, eternal, and universal faith. That he would come into possession of the true religion, the one religion. Early in his experience, therefore, by the very diversity of his background, the Gnostic began to be a student of comparative religion. He began to think not of one faith alone, but of many faiths. And in the schools of Gnosticism, there were followers of many beliefs and many religious systems. The only answer to this, therefore, was the recognition of the unities underlying spiritual revelation. The Gnostic believed in revelation. He believed that the final source of knowledge was the power or grace of God bestowed upon him, so that he might know, as an inner or spiritual certainty, those things which could not be comprehended by the intellect. Therefore, he practiced visions. He practiced certain forms of magical rites and ceremonies. He invoked deities, and he sought to gain the intercession of divine powers and the advancement of his material state or the continuance of his spiritual growth.